Hi everyone, this is Carol from Paper Gone Rogue. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. Today's kind of a red letter day or a red carpet day because this is my first video. So what better way to celebrate than with a red piece of scrapbook paper? So now that's done, I really appreciate you tuning in to me today because you kind of don't know what's going to happen. So I appreciate any subscribers or likes, even friendly suggestions I can do with. So I thought today, since it's my first video, I would pick something that was fairly simple, but can be altered a lot to make it really fancy. So we are going to make some clusters. And these clusters are really super simple because they start out with a base like this. And I learned about this through another Carol who is on Friendly Quail, and it was a YouTube called Making Clusters Craft and Chat. So I thought this might be a good one to start out with. Plus, maybe I can chat a little bit, get to know all of you. Well, more like you're going to get to know me a little bit better, and form a little bit of a crafty group here. So I'm going to start out with a piece of book page. Whoops. Right here. So it's very simple. All you need for this to start is old book pages, and all you need to do is tear around them. So that's what I'm going to do first, like this. I hope all of you are having a really good start to the new year. Gosh, it seems incredible that before you know it, January is going to be over because it just seems like it just started. But here we are, partway through. There we go. So you can either make these with a whole piece of book paper or you can tear it in half. So I'm going to do it both ways, like this. Pretty simple. And then I'm going to distress it with some vintage photo around the edge. First, I think I'm going to fold it. So you just kind of fold it sort of a little higgledy-piggledy here, like that. And unfold it. And then I just take my distress ink and put it around the edges. There we go. And I did it on the front and on the back. There it works. So I like this particular cluster because you can really do a lot with it. The woman, Carol, who I learned this from, she got the idea from someone else, and they started out with buttons. They just did buttons, which is great because I'm working on a sewing journal. So I took that and then I expanded it a little. Add a little lace, put 3 buttons on. And then I kind of followed Carol's little formula she has. She does the base and then she puts on a little lace and some fabric and then some focal points. So I did it that way. So I'm doing this and taking my own take on it, which I think is what's great about people sharing their ideas, because then you can take it and let your imagination go and see what works for you. So getting the creases in there. All right, that was easy. Now I'm going to use my art glitter glue and just glue it together. So I started journaling quite a while back, making journals, and was about ready to start doing some YouTubes. But then in 2020, we had this huge wildfire that swept through our area. And it was called the Alameda Fire. I live in Southern Oregon. And it destroyed a lot of homes, mine among them. And it destroyed about half my neighborhood. Half of it was fine. It was very odd how this fire worked. It was very hot. It's in September. And there, that one's all done. You can use either side. I'm going to do another half one and then do a whole one. So, unfortunately, I was not at home when the alert went out to evacuate, and my dog was in the house. So I didn't get to grab anything, and my dog Drifter passed away, and that was very, very hard. Plus, my granddaughter had been living with me, and she was, a week from then, she was going to be going back to college. And so all of her stuff was all packed up, ready to go. We were going to go that weekend to take her off to college, and she lost everything also. And thank goodness she has a very wonderful boyfriend who assisted her. She had gone to see him on the Oregon coast when the fire happened, and he helped her get everything together so that she could get to school on time, and he was great. So I spent the next year working mainly, my main job was working with, the contractor and, oh gosh, insurance, which is always a fun thing to deal with, and rebuilding my house. And I did it in a year, which is pretty amazing when you consider how much of this area was burned, and there were shortages of all building materials. So I persevered and was able to rebuild, and while that was going on, to kind of keep myself kind of at least up and running and halfway sane, my church let me use a room as a studio because COVID was happening and we weren't meeting. So I started collecting stuff again, and it's amazing how fast you can, restock. It didn't take all that long. I went to Goodwill. I went to my craft store, Scrappy Craft, and people were just really kind. I had some people give me art supplies. I just had so much gratitude in my heart for all the help I received, and it really helped to be crafting. I could put the fire kind of out of my mind. And so I moved in almost to the day a year later. So I've been in my house since maybe September of 2021, something like that. Anyhow, so here I am, and I decided I keep putting off doing the video. I'm going to do a full page cluster now. I kept going, well, I don't know if I should do this, whether I don't have beautiful nails, or hands. I have tons of rings. And I don't really want to do those things. So what am I going to do? And I finally said, quit complaining and just do it. So here I am. I'm doing it. I think one thing that encouraged me was I went to Gail Agnostinelli's workshop or retreat, journal retreat in, I think it was July. And the women there were just wonderful. We still keep in contact with each other. I was so grateful to be with a group of people that liked doing and understood the thing that I like doing, which is journal making. And you don't always find that. You can see how much bigger this one is. So, after I got back, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do it. Well, it's been a while since I've been back from the retreat, and here I am finally doing it. But I guess I can just say, well, you're finally doing it. And sometimes things take us longer to get the courage up to do them, and that's okay. So I'm all right with it. I'm just glad to be here. I really love crafting. And when the fire happened, I did a lot of pottery, and all of that equipment burned, and I decided, well, maybe I would just focus on doing journal making. And I also love to do watercolor painting. So I want to really incorporate some of that in making tags and things. And I am hoping within the next month to put up an Etsy shop, because I do have things to go online. I love going to estate sales and finding things there. And surprisingly, in our area, there are quite a few. So I encourage you to look for those, because, man, the last one I went to, which was about a week ago, they had tons of postcards and old photos, and I fully took advantage of it. And those things are not oftentimes things that other people are looking for. So you can get some really good deals on them. And I was very happy with what I came home with. And some of those things, as time goes on, will go on to my Etsy shop. Because in spite of my house burning down, I have I have quite a few things and, crafting stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, everybody goes, well, I can always use more, but I'm getting, it's like, how many things do you buy? So my thought is, well, I'll buy them and share them with other people who maybe don't have access to those things. So that's what I think I'm going to do in my Etsy shop. I'm not at the point of being able, to design digitals and all of that. I would like to be able to do that. Maybe as time goes on, I will. But at this point, just, I know how to film this, but I have no idea how to put it on YouTube. So I'm having a friend who's going to help me with that, who is a little less technically challenged. So I'm going to hopefully get that done tomorrow and get this up and going. And then I think I will, come up with a regular schedule. I'm not going to do it every day as my friend Gail does, which amazes me. All right, so I've got 4 here. I've got another pile of them. Oops, this one isn't glued all the way. And these, you can see these go really fast. They'd probably go faster if I wasn't talking, but that's okay. We need to chit chat. So I have some journals that I started at Gail's retreat, and they aren't finished. So I think I will finish them. So I'm going to make these clusters for those journals. My word of the year is intention, and I noticed Gail's is finish, and she has been going great guns with finishing up stuff. So I think this is meeting one of my intentions doing the video. So another one is to finish these journals up. So the first one I have is, I haven't started this journal yet. This is a winter one. And let's see where I put it came from Mixed Media, Minnesota. It's a Stamperia set, and oh, here it is. It's called Sweet Winter, and I really have liked this digital because it has, she sent everything you could. It's not a digital, this scrapbooking paper, because it came with everything you could think of. It had fabric with it, you know, and I was wondering when I ordered, I thought, wow, this is expensive, but it was well worth it. So if you want to, if you think about it and look on her site, I don't know how often she puts out these packets, but they're good. So the first one I think I'm going to do, and you can see how I'm going to be altering it, is I'm going to do one for my sewing journal. And this is a piece of cardboard, and I just put some gesso on it, which I really like that kind of that look. And, you know, I've got my little cluster base, and actually this is going to end up being the cluster base. But you get another way of looking at how this works. So I'm going to do that. And I have some of the little people from Tim Holtz. And let me see. I'm thinking that these could work on there. I like both of these. I'm not sure exactly where. Let me see. I could do this. Yeah, she looks like she's floating if I put her up there. And Carrie the Crafter says, ground your figures. And I think he's right. That could work. And I've got this little piece of an old measuring tape. It's an old fabric measuring tape. I could put that there. That's kind of nice. I could put it over here. That would work. I know, I think I'm going to do it over here. Maybe I'll overlap it with that. That's kind of okay. It needs a little something up there, and I have some little flowers. Oh, that's cute. Or I could put it there. Stay still. Stay still, little girls. Here we go. Overlap that a little. She needs to be a little closer in. Yeah, I think I kind of like it. I have some blue ones also. I think that darkens it more. I want a little, you know, a little splash of color on here. So I think I'm going to use that one. Yeah, I think that will work. Okay, I'm going to take these little folks off. And I'm going to glue it down. So, yeah, so these can be used, as clusters on their own, but you can add them to other, so it doesn't become a base so much of the cluster. This background becomes kind of the base for the cluster. I put the little girl on. I love the little people because some of the big people are really big and you can't, they don't work very well. They work of course they work in some situations, but not in a lot of them for me. So I kind of am really liking the little people, but I think I need to maybe explore the big ones also and see what works. Okay. And now we'll get the older girl. This sewing journal is about halfway. I mean, I've got all the papers in it, but I haven't decorated it all the way. And I will share that with you because I'm going to be working on each of these journals that need to be finished. And I really want to start this winter one because I've had this paper for a year at least. And that isn't sticking well. I'm going to use some 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. Yeah, this is Fabri-Tac. And of course it doesn't want to come out. Come on, it was a few minutes ago. Things can get stuck easily. Maybe I'll try and poke it a little bit. Get it moving again. Here it comes, finally. All right. Okay, little flower, let's stick, okay? There we go. I think as that dries, it will stick better. All right. So, one down. So I think it looks pretty cute. I think that will look nice in my sewing journal. All right. Next one, I wanted to do one for the winter journal. So I thought I would try it on a piece of scrapbook paper. Maybe I'll do that side. I don't know. Kind of like that side. Maybe I'll distress the edges. Okay. A little vintage photo on there. All right, because there's a lot of pinks and blues in this kit. So I decided I would put some lace somewhere on it because that kind of lends itself to that. And I like this little piece, I think. I've got a bigger, I could cover the whole thing. Well, that might look okay, actually. And then the pink shows through. Maybe I'll go with that one instead. I'll have to cut that. Well, I don't have to cut the top edge off, but I may do it. All right, and then we're going to put our cluster kind of base on it, which gives it just a slight little grungy look. Doesn't make it look quite so, I don't know, sweet. It's okay to have sweet things, isn't it? Oh, I like that there. I like it right there. This is one of the pieces from the kit. Because it has kind of it says the magic of winter on it. Oh, I like that. Now, what else? I'm going to use a flower. Again, I need to get more of a variety of flowers, I think. But that's okay. These are going to work for this. And then I had some of these, you know, this was, I think, Kool-Aid dyed paper maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, and you just sew on them and cut them up. And I really like them because they can, let's see if this will work right in here. Oh, yeah. They add a little to what you do. So I am going to go ahead and I think I'm going to put the glue on here. Oh, come on. Cooperate. I need to get one of those like knitting needle covers to put on top of this. There we go. So that it doesn't, you know, dry up. I know that's a helpful thing to have. Well, when all fails, I'm going to have to work on that bottle a little. There we go. Our glitter glue comes through. Okay, I'm just going to push this back on. Hey, that works. Press it down. Take those off. And then I'm going to use that base, cluster base. Aren't these cool? I mean, really, you can do so much with these, I think. Oops. And then I'm going to put this little piece down. I want to make some more of these because I've ended up using them a lot. Didn't really expect to, but I have been. I think this has, I think I just stressed this at some point. Oh yeah, I like this. And then I think I'm going to put it on here instead of on the flower. So maybe I can catch some of the curves of the flower a little bit better. Yeah. All right, number 2. And I think I'm going to make one more for a nature journal that I have started. Put that up there. And I'm going to use a big one for this. And I thought I would put some lacy stuff on, some lace on it. It's pretty short. I do have some of it that's longer. I also found this. Isn't this pretty? Again, I think I got this at an estate sale. It has kind of a spider web look, which would go well with a nature journal. I don't know, I might be able to use both pieces. Ugh, I should have ironed that, but I didn't. So I'll be able to get it down though. This gives it a little bit of color. I don't know if I like the blunt. You know, those blunt edges. Maybe I'll do a little. Yeah, some little points on it. I think that works okay. Do you guys like to do other crafty things other than journal making? I'm starting, you know, besides watercolor, he could work. Oh, here. I'm going to use this. I think this may be an Edith Holden. I'm not sure. Ah, that looks, I like that. And then instead of a bird, maybe I've got a little butterfly here. And I think I'm liking it better just, I don't know, like that. Maybe I'll find a word. Here's one. To shine. I could put it up there. Kind of like it up there. Adds a little something. Or listen. This feels kind of quiet to me, so maybe I'll do the listen one. I don't have a whole lot of little words to... That's one of those things I need to stock up on a little bit. Okay, let's glue her down. Quit knocking over the glue, that would help. Because this has so many little holes in it, I'm going to put it on here. On the base first. There we go. So now I am using it as this as the base. Okay. I'll have to flatten that later. It's okay. Okay. Now here's the flower. I don't know for sure if I'm not really sure that this is an Edith Holden thing, but it looks like hers. Okay, and then my butterfly. There we go. And then listen. Listening to nature is a good thing. There we go. Oh, all right. So I think I am going to call this completed, this video completed. I want to show you what I made. So there was this nature one. And this is the winter one. And this one is for my sewing journal. So you can see you can do a lot of different things with this. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that you will stick with me. Hopefully I'll improve. Well, of course I'm going to improve because I'm going to be doing it more often. So you can't help but get better if you practice. And I hope all of you have a very wonder-filled day, and that you will subscribe, like, leave a positive comment or a suggestion. I'm always open for suggestions as long as they are kind. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.